the time I fell in love with a 40-year-old woman, the time I was in love with a 40-year-old woman. Um, y'all, in this life, we're gonna at some point we're gonna be in love with somebody. Everybody gonna fall in love with somebody. Uh, but for some reason, I just happened to fall in love with a 40-year-old woman, and she was in love with me too. So we had a thing going on. Thing going on. You rarely see young dudes with really grown women. You rarely see it, but is definitely real. And I'm one of them who I was in love with a 40-year-old woman, and I was 20 years old. I was 20, she was 40. How in the world did I get a 4-year-old woman? I don't know. It was only 4 years ago. Yeah, it was only 4 years ago. Yeah. And so it was cool. It was cool. It wasn't, I felt like it wasn't nothing different. Maybe it's just the mindset of the older person. If you have a childish one, then it's gonna be a childish one. It's gonna be a childish uh relationship or woman, but it's not gonna feel no different from you being with somebody your age. That's basically what it is. And so I was with the one that I was with. She was, I don't think she ever gonna see this video, but she was a little childish. Okay, I'm just throwing this out there. She was very childish. I ain't gonna say little. She was very childish. It felt like I wasn't even dating no 40-year-old woman. It felt like I was dating somebody younger than me, literally younger than me. But how we met. I'm just gonna jump into little details of how we met. No introduction, no nothing. Just jumping right into this one. I feel like I want to make this video because if somebody come across this and they dealing with an older person, somebody older than them, a dude, or if it's a female dealing with a dude that's older than her, it's gonna be it's gonna be a rocky road. It just depends on how long y'all be together, like y'all mess around with each other and stuff. But how we met, so I was 19 when I first started working at Burger King. I had just left Dunkin' Donuts, and I started working at Burger King. And so at Burger King, it was just a whole bunch. That was like, I asked myself, like, out of all these jobs I worked, which one was like my favorite one? And I gotta say Burger King. I never thought that I'd be working at a Burger King or Dunkin' Donuts, but things happen in life. But when I worked there, it wasn't just her. She wasn't the only grown woman that was trying to mess around with me. I ain't trying to brag about myself or nothing, but I'm just spitting facts. I ain't lying about nothing. I'm saying, if y'all think I'm capping, you can click off the video right now. And if you're a subscriber, you can unsubscribe. If you think I'm capping, if you think I'm lying. But continuing on. But she wasn't the only grown woman. It was another woman. But see, she was a manager. She was my manager at the time. And so it was another woman manager that worked in the Burger King. See, we worked in the Burger King inside the mall. It wasn't just no single building. No, this was inside the mall. So it was no telling how many women was walking past. I'm seeing so many women and stuff, hollering at them. I was messing around with a girl at the time when I was messing around with the older woman. Well, when we first started messing around, I was already messing around with somebody else, like with another girl. And so but she was my manager. And there was another woman that was my manager. She was 35. Yeah. She was a 35-year-old woman. And she was trying to, when I think it's my second day there. You know, she got my number. I gave her my number. You know, we was chatting up. I ain't think that these grown women was even coming at me. But the 40-year-old woman that I was messing around with, when I first started there, you know, I seen her, but we didn't have the same shit. You know, when I was coming there, she was leaving. But me and the 35-year-old manager, me and her was working together. I guess because she wanted to work with me. She asked to work with me, you know, because she was trying to holler at me. So you know me, you know, hey, if it's a grown, I'm young, you know, I ain't never messed around with no grown woman before, like one that's that old. So I was like, dang man, I'm about to, hell yeah, you know, shit, I damn it did a backflip in it. And so, the 35-year-old woman, me and her was chit chatting, you know, we was talking and stuff. We exchanged numbers. She even had a Snapchat. You know, I was like, you got a Snapchat too? I'm like, y'all grown woman be on it. And so she I got her Snapchat. Now mind you, the 40-year-old woman, she ain't had no social media. I think she had a Facebook, but she ain't never get on it. You know, she was never on it. But mind you, me and the 40-year-old woman didn't start working together until I got to Burger King in, I think it was I gotta say about April. It was April when I first started Burger King. Me and the 40-year-old woman, we didn't start messing around until, well, we didn't start working together until like, I gotta say October. I think it was like October. But so out of all those, that time, me and the 35-year-old woman was working together. I don't know what happened between me and the 35-year-old woman. I guess because she was doing her, she had somebody, I think. The 40-year-old woman had somebody too. But the 35-year-old one, she I don't know what happened why me and her didn't mess around, you know. One time me and her was talking back and forth on Snapchat, me and the 35-year-old woman. We was talking back and forth on Snapchat. And I even told her to pull up on me. One day I was playing basketball with my friends and my brothers and stuff, and she had hit my phone and was like, she wanted to come see me, bring me some food. I said, well, shit, you know, bring me some food. You know, after I get done balling, you know, you might as well just start coming, because I think she lived about 30 minutes away from me. So I was like, shoot, let me know if you coming, because I'm about to stop this game and you know, go on to it start, you know, go take a shower and stuff, get ready. And so I don't know. After that, she start coming up with like excuses why she ain't coming, all that. She was like, you gonna, I don't know if y'all know what this means. She was like, you gonna mess up my walls. I don't know if y'all know what that means. It's a sexual thing, because she was real skinny. But then, you know, October came around, and me and the 40-year-old manager, we started working together. And mind you, she got a dude. The 40-year-old woman has a man. And guess what? Her man will come to work with her and sit in the food court while she working. This is real. This is a real life story. I know this ain't no video about the Bible and stuff, but this video will also help people. Y'all, all of you holier than thou people, he ain't talking about the Bible. He talking about irrelevant stuff. Man, go on somewhere, bro. Go on about your business. Skippity dabble. Go and do some hopscotch down the sidewalk somewhere. Until I make another video about that. So anyways, this the 40-year-old woman, her man used to sit in the food court and just watch her the whole time, you know, because he ain't had no job. I don't know what type of time he was on. But, basically trying to live off of her, basically. And when me and her used to start working together, she used to start, like, talk to me about him. You know, she used to tell me, like, what he doing wrong. He doing all this wrong. He ain't got no job. He can't take care of himself. He can't buy himself no drawers, no socks, or nothing. I'm like, and this dude was like 43 at that time. I think he was like 43, and I'm a 19. No, I had just turned. I turned 20 in May. Yeah, I had turned 20 in May. So I'm a 20-year-old dude, and I'm sitting here listening to two people in their 40s. This woman in her 40s talking to me about another dude in his 40s. He's supposed to be teaching me something. Why am I, And she used to always compliment me and stuff, talking about, you keep your stuff together, like you ain't gotta work. At least you working. This nigga ain't working at all. And he 43 and he ain't got no job. And he work. So I'm like, shoot. In my mind, I'm like, I'm in it. I don't know if y'all seen Everybody Hate Chris. And Chris had that best friend. I forgot his name. It started with M. His best friend. He's be like, dude, you are so in there. I started thinking about Everybody Hate Chris. I'm like, man, I'm in it. Dude, she giving me compliments and stuff. I probably had to shoot my shot. Not knowing the whole time when the conversation was over, she shot her shot. She came to me. She came up. She was like, hey, do you smoke? At the time, I was like, yeah, hell the hell yeah. I was smoking big gas at that time. I was smoking big weed. You feel me? I used to come to work high. Now, mind you, we had a GM over them. The dude who owned the store. He was there like 5 days a week. He wasn't there. I think it was Mondays and Tuesdays. He wasn't there, but he was a gay dude. The GM was a gay dude, and he used to say some slick stuff to me too, and I used to have to brush him off, or I said something one time like we then got in an argument and stuff, and he just kept doing it, trying to be funny and stuff. Eventually, me and him got cool. We became friends, but all that gay stuff he was on, I like, look, bro, I don't roll that way. I see you do, obviously, but keep them slick stuff to yourself. And so the gay dude, the GM, he started like, nigga, trying to like say, he used to throw slick shots at me because he used to throw gay shots and other slick shots because he was the GM. And this nigga got mad because me and a 40-year-old woman was flirting and stuff. So I just had to be like, and the 40-year-old woman was looking like, why is this nigga why he so mad about? See, at that time, my blood started boiling. I was getting pissed off, and so and I worked there for about 9 months. This nigga, he's eventually he stopped because down the line, right before I left, me and him got into it because I had to tell him, bro, like, I had to put him in his place. Nigga, stop saying that crap to me. I used to brush it off, laugh at it and stuff, but I started to get annoyed by it. And this is reasons why I started to really, it really led up to an argument also. And so, so me and the 40-year-old woman, we talking, we flirting and stuff, Then, the next day, I worked. And the GM, the gay dude, he wanted me to go down to the storage room and bring up some cups and some paper bags, some Burger King bags and stuff because we was running low. And after that, get some French fries and bring it to the freezer and stuff. And so when I went to the storage room, the 40-year-old woman, she came down there. But now mind you, I wasn't the only young dude working there. It was other young dudes also, about 2 who worked the same shift as us, and they was jealous too. Them niggas was jealous too. So I'm like, damn, bro, like, if y'all wonder, like, she ain't my girl, like, if you think you can get her, holler at her, she not my girl. I got my own thing going on too. She got her own, she got a man. I got me a girl, that I be at her house. Every time I get off, I'm going right to her house. Sometimes she picking me up, So if y'all want to holler at her, go holler at her. And so, so I go to the storage room. She come down there. She told the other dudes. She was like, I'm about to go down there and talk to and see what's up with Jaquan, And so, she get down there and she like, what's up with you? Like, what you be on? Like, would you mess with a grown woman? I looked at her. I stopped what I was doing. I jumped out off the ladder. I looked at her, and she was looking thick that day, boy. She didn't even look like she was 40. I mind you, she didn't look like she was 40. She had little dreads. She probably, I don't know if she gonna come across this video or not, but she had little dreads. She had little meat on her too. Like yeah, she was looking right. All the dudes was trying to holler at her. I ain't even gonna cut. All the dudes was trying to holler at her. Grown dudes just come up there, come and order there. Dudes used to be with their girls and still try to holler at her. You feel me? Everybody was, bro. So that's why the young dudes was getting mad, because was getting jealous, because they were trying to holler at her. Well, some of them was, but she wasn't trying to rob her. So she came at me, and so I was like, hey, yeah, I mess with a grown woman. Like what you talking about? Next thing you know, she okay, So I'm thinking like, why she ain't, me and her, we be smoking together. How come she ain't said it before? But now it's like it's she the same day she left early. Then she hit my phone up and was like, I'm about to pull up on you. I'm gonna pull up on you tonight. I'm gonna bring some weed. We gonna smoke together. I said, all right, shit. I'm down with it. I could save my weed. I had to tell my brothers and them. I was like, look, y'all, I ain't gonna be out tonight. I got me a little joint sliding through. So yada yada all that. And so I was like, sure, I could save my weed now for another day. And so she pulled up on me. We started talking. We started chatting and stuff, talking about work, talking about the job and stuff, like what was going on, what was all this, yada yada. And she started talking about the dude again, the one that she dealing with, talking to me again about him. Was like, this nigga, he at my crib and he ain't all this yada yada, all this. He ain't working. He trying to live off of me. He want me to pay for everything. I gotta buy him food every time. See, that's the thing. When we were working at Burger King, we was allowed to take food, like make us a meal and take it home with us. And let me tell you something, y'all. Before I, came into the truth about this food, I used to beat up some Whoppers. I used to beat some Whoppers up, man. I used to crush me some Whoppers. And the French fries, oh man. I used to couldn't wait to get off to get some of that. I could save my money. I ain't had to buy no food. Man, I used to crush some Whoppers. And so, after that, it's like me and her, we started chilling and stuff. We chilling. And that's when she talking about she got rid of dude. She trying to holler at me. She want to start talking to me and stuff. And I'm like, all right. I'll talk to you. And so next thing you know, she get a hotel. And so me and her, we get to the hotel. Now mind you, I don't want to tell her business or nothing. I don't want to tell her business. But this happened 4 years ago. She was in a living situation, and eventually she had to move to the hotel. She moved to the hotel, and so I mean, I'm saying talking like y'all know who she is or something. Like, go now. She moved to the hotel, and she was living in the hotel, and her daughter was living with her. Mind you, I used to see her daughter come up to the Burger King all the time. I even went to a party with her daughter one time. It was like a big group of us, and me and her daughter went to a party. I didn't even know that was her daughter. I didn't even know that me and her mama was gonna be smashing a couple years later. And so and next thing you know, I see her daughter in the room too. I'm like, I know her from somewhere, bro. I'm like, I know I ain't hit that, because I know all the joints that I hit. I'm like, oh, she reminded me too. She was like, you have a cousin named such and such? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, how you know that? She's like, you don't remember me? We went to a party together one day. I did start choking on the weed. I'm like, that is you. I'm like, that is you. And so, we chilling there, we all smoking and stuff. The next day, her daughter wasn't in the hotel. And so it was just me and her when we got off. And, she... You know what happened after that. I ain't even gonna cap. I was a little nervous because I ain't never had sex with no 40-year-old woman before. I ain't never had sex with no grown woman with that old. I was like, God, dang, boy, my heart was beating fast as a mud, boy. I was wondering if I could get it up and all that, boy. Stuff was going through my mind. I'm like, man, me and her work together, and she my manager, bro. Like, what she gonna be telling people when we go back? Like, Wolf, I can't get it up and stuff. But when she started, taking her clothes off, I ain't had that problem and stuff. But, and so it's like she said, hey, I wanna cuff, I wanna put a label on it. I said, you want what? Put a label on it. I said, you want to put a label on it? She's like, yeah, I want to put a label on it. Yada, yada, yada. I'm like, dang. I'm like, alright. We could put a label on it. Yeah, we could put a label on it. Actually, you know what, y'all? Actually, I'm going to tell a story about the first time me and her had sex. It's actually, I did have that. I was, nervous about, not getting it up and stuff. But I'm gonna tell you a story. I'm gonna get more deeper into that because mind you, y'all, I was nervous. Boy, I was nervous when she said she wanted to have sex. So I'm gonna tell a little story about that. But and so after that, she was like, yeah, I'm gonna put a label on it. I was like, all right, let's put a label on it. Days go by, me and her. We doing all that. So the dude that she was messing with, he tried to, still try to come back to her. And he was like trying to get back with her. She wasn't rocking with it. And so, but I think at the same time she was. Her daughter kept trying to give me little secret, like give me little hints that him and her are still talking. She ain't completely cut him off, but they still talking. They wasn't having sex, but they was definitely still meeting up, and like she was helping him. Bring him food and stuff and doing all. I'm a type of person. I got a good heart. If somebody hungry and stuff, okay, give him food. But at the same time, it's like that this dude's trying to get back with you, and I think you still trying to get back with me. My mind started going. And so after that, she was like, nah, I asked her about it too. She was like, nah, it's such and such. He just need food and stuff. I'm like, but it still stayed in my mind though. I ain't never forget about it. I said, nah, hell nah, I ain't putting nothing past you. Because I'm 20, y'all. Mind you, at the time, I'm 20. She 40. I can't have no future with this grown woman. I can't have no future with her. I can't have no kids with her. Even though she could have kids, but I don't want no kids with this 40-year-old woman. But it was just at the time, it was just, I don't know, just young, man. Young. Still young. I'm still young, but at that time, I was in darkness. I was living in darkness. You just know that I was in darkness. But and so she like, yeah, such and such, and it came a point where she got put out the hotel, and mind you, I was still living with my mom. She got put out the hotel and then had nowhere to go because her daughter used to be tripping, dog. Her daughter used to be tripping, like mental problems. Cause you hear me? I tell you, mental illness is a real thing. And so she said she ain't had nowhere to go. She was crying and stuff. So I was like, I got the townhouse, I got my own room and stuff. I got family living with me too, but I asked my mom could she move in, and her daughter went and lived with her friend. And so she like, yeah, she can move in. My mom, she didn't approve of it at first for me being with an older woman, but then she was like, you grown, you do what you want. I don't approve of it, but then eventually she did. And so after that, time went by. It was a couple of nights she didn't come home. I knew what time she got off. It's a couple of times because me and her started becoming like, me and her started working shifts that we wasn't working together. So she would get off at, let's say she got off at 9 o'clock. She didn't come to me till about like 11, 12. So I'm like, what the world? Like, what's she taking so long for? Like, what she, But at the same time, in my mind, I'm like, man, why did y'all, like, I'm just sitting here asking about this grown lady and stuff. I'm doing my own thing too. I got a little something going on too. And so she like, yeah, you I had to go run some errands and stuff at 12 o'clock at night. But so I brushed it off. I'm like, it's whatever. As long as I'm still gonna give me some though. You feel me? And so came upon a time she did it again. I'm like, look, Charlie, see, like at that point, I was messing with another girl, and so I was like, all right, cause mind you, I'm basically damn near falling in love with this grown woman. Me and this other Charlie, I'm not in love with this Charlie, but I could feel that me and her could go somewhere. So I'm like, I'm about to get rid of the older junk because she playing. Seem like she a grown woman, and I'm 20, and obviously she's still messing with her man, messing with that same dude. So I'm like, look, I told her one day, I packed her stuff up for her out my room. I kind of felt bad after that, but then I was like, nah, she can go to where he staying at, wherever he living at, she can go with him. And so I packed her bags up and told her that she got to step. One day she came and I was like, look, you got to step, Charlie. I tried to help you, get you on your feet, we got a little thing going on, but you got to step, Charlie. You had to go. It's time to go. I got another girl over here that I'm thinking that, I'm about to start something with. I'm about to take her serious, but you got to go, Charlie. And so eventually, she left, and stuff, and doing all that, I mean, of course, she was cussing me out. You mother effer, you little young ass dude, you ain't got time for these little young niggas and all this stuff. I ain't trying to hear all that. And go on about your business. I ain't trying to hear all that. And so it was a good thing that I got rid of her, because if I would have went too far with it, I probably could have destroyed my life. Because falling too deep in love with an older woman, and I'm only 20 years old and she already lived life. Basically, she living her life already. Seen it all, done it all and stuff. And I haven't. I'm just now really starting life in my 20s. It's like, how the hell am I gonna start the future with this woman? It did hurt. It hurt like a mud that I got rid of her, but it was the best thing to do. It was a smart thing to do, instead of just taking it further. But to my message to all the to the young dudes who looking for older women, don't do it. Don't do it. Because I almost destroyed my life. Like, it was to a point where I about to tell Charlotte I about to go run up on the dude that she was with. It started to get to that point. I about to run up on him and be like, and just still off on him. For real. But because falling in love with this woman, so I was like, I ain't even about to do all that. I was like, if I distance myself from her, then the feelings would eventually leave. And that's exactly what it did. The feelings eventually started to go down. I still missed her, but I wasn't in love with her no more. I wasn't in love with her, but I was missing her, though, for real. But like I said, don't fall in love with an older woman, fellas. Don't do it. Cause, mind you, I'm strong-minded. I'm not weak-minded. But if it's somebody who's weak-minded and got a mental illness, and they was in that position where I was, they probably would have killed that woman. They probably would have killed the woman and killed the dude. I seen it happen recently. They would have killed the dude and her. I ain't gonna crash out like that now. So, I just want to say that, y'all, get that, just somebody who come across this, if you thinking about you want an older woman, or any girl talk about she want an older dude, don't do it. Because you will destroy your life by doing that. You will destroy your life if you do that. Save yourself from being in love with an older woman. Yo, this girl didn't fail. But save yourself from being in love with an older woman, y'all. So like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.